up and it's been far too long. I have been chewing my way through my PGCE course recently on the road to becoming a teacher, so hopefully I'll be able to turn out more videos during the summer holidays. Won't that be a giggle? This video is going to be about 3 reviews for comics. One's an independent, the other 2 are UK small press, which is an area that I am desperate to get a bigger foothold in. And these are 2 of my first experiences, and they're both excellent. One of which I have mentioned before, but it was on top of my pile the other day. I needed a laugh, it provided one, so I'm mentioning it again. And I genuinely hope there's more work forthcoming from this particular creator. So without further ado, here's 3 reviews.
Blade Runner 2019. I love Blade Runner, the film. Enough that I've read the source material that I'm sure you all know the real title of, and enough that I thought the word-for-word adaptation of that source material was a plate of wasted tripe due to it not relying on the strength of the medium to recreate the story. But when Titan Press released Blade Runner 2019, all about brand new replicant hunter Ash that actually explored the world both Scott and Dick created by going off-world and setting up a structure of motivations that play off each other, I was ready to mainline some tech noir and walk the streets of LA once again. Written by Mikes Green and Johnson and illustrated by Andres Guinaldo, it delivers on the expectations of an overly critical fan. It uses all the foundations laid by the movie and builds on them in terms of actually expanding the world in a way that should make the Skywalker biography cry. There are a few tropes held over, but they are completely justifiable and serve consistency rather than fan service. I don't often do licenses, but Blade Runner 2019 is an exception that makes me wonder what other hidden gems I've missed. Boxes by Todd Oliver. Now, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this one before, but I recently needed a giggle and it was sat on the top of my long box, challenging me not to pick it up again, so I did, and I was not disappointed. Again. The humour is unique. Yes, it has that surreal, occasionally gross, a bit WTF, but it will at least make you smile in amazement and most laugh out loud. As an exercise in sequentiality, it stretches the capacity of the medium in a way that makes you wonder what Todd was going to do next, which, looking at the site being under construction, I'm hoping he's still creating. It's a waste of an amazing talent if he's not. As it stands, I'm lucky enough to own some of his work and will plug it all the way. I met this chap in an online marketplace buying comics, and he asked me if I was a reader or a collector, and when I said I was a reader, he said, "Can you have a look at some of my stuff?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, come on then." So he sent me on some of his small press work, and I was really happy that he did. This is The Last Arrival by Daniel A. Prim, Jerry and Sabrina. It's a small press for me and a huge shove for the 5 aliens who are the stars of this small press comic. It's the kind of comic that encourages me to explore small press even further, especially as it's a nut I really want to crack. Refugees from another world land on an apocalyptic Earth and learn its history from comics. Love the premise, love the writing and the art. The characters are distinct and defined over the course of their journey to Earth. They all have philosophies and views of the world that contrast and even conflict with their position in the crew, that leads to questions and a feeling that something a bit more sinister is going on in the background. Visually, each character has a unique voice and look that really cements them in that part of your brain that maintains narratives. The plot moves at a fair lick, but never quite feels rushed. It gets to the point. And while sometimes I think it needs a little decompression, maybe a double-page spread of the vastness of space would have helped the cryosleep sequence, for example, its absence doesn't detract from the story. The art almost literally flows and feels very fluid, occasionally to the detriment of clarity. The colour could use a little more contrast in the shading, but that all stems from the amount of effort and passion pouring onto the page that I've seen before and have every confidence will be tempered with patience over the course of future issues, which I will be buying. They have a Patreon, and the first issue is £1.59 on Comixology. If you enjoy sci-fi that relies on characters, plot, interesting visuals, this is for you, especially if you want to support the UK small press.
So there you go. Please support Dan and his crew with The Last Arrival. Their Patreon will be in a link below. And it's really good. It's well worth reading. It's one of those that should wind up at Image sometime, to be perfectly honest with you. Like I said, the artwork just needs a bit of a polish, but it's not bad because it's badly done. It's not bad at all. That's not what I meant. It's simply, you can tell that it's a bit rushed, you can tell that they're just trying to churn it out, and that's brilliant because there's a lot of passion and a lot of creativity goes into it. They'll get there. I've seen it happen so many times when a rough creator starts and they polish their craft as they go, producing excellent work, very much like Dan and his crew have. So yeah, go with it. It's excellent. It's all available on Comixology. Support the Patreon. Well worth it. And thank you also, Dan, for being my second step into the UK small press scene. Well worth it, and keeps me well interested. Thanks for that. So please stay safe out there. COVID is still around. Just because they're relaxing their lockdown laws doesn't make it safe. So stay safe and have fun reading comics.